Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through, well, we're going to have a look at Canterbury, but how about today? How good was that in the Oaks and the gun of Dulles standing up over the line there? That was good.
Still excited about that win. Didn't back it, obviously. We didn't tip it on the website either, unfortunately. Harlow Gold was the one for us, but what a ride, what a stay. The grinder from Sydney winning a Group 1 at her first win. What a great story.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. But look, plenty of racing down in Melbourne, obviously, but we've got Canterbury to have a look at this weekend. Still a big quaddie to get through on Saturday, and beautiful cracking skies in Sydney, and the day's shaping up well.
Yeah, the conditions are going to be good. The racing's not as good as in Melbourne, obviously, but still plenty of winners to be found. Still good odds on offer throughout the card on Saturday. Smaller fields at the start of the day, but some good fields toward the end. Let's kick off with the first leg of the quad and look at those race conditions to get us kick-started through these quaddie legs. It's a benchmark 78, the first leg of the quaddie, over 1,250 metres. A good 3 is the conditions on the day. A fair to steady tempo in this race. There's not too many horses in the race. And watch out for a possible near pace bias on Saturday. It should be fair, though, with the rail back in the true. So looking across the 3 key factors based on those conditions for this first race on Saturday, distance for us is definitely a key factor. The 1,250 metres is quite a unique distance range. Position and run, there's a few tricks with that we'll look at. And reliability. Some punters like a reliable horse, some don't. We'll look at that too.
Oh, definitely one of mine. Reliability. I've got to have a reliable horse, that's for sure. But look, let's have a look at the market here. And we see a couple of these match races often in the off-season. We've got Reincarnate and Surplush been well documented. Another match race. They're 1 for 1, that's last 2. But look, let's take it into the market. It's $2.30 Reincarnate. Over Surplush at $2.80. I know the boys on the show before just plugged that one. We've got Dark Steel at $7. Well Hardly Ever sell at $7 as well. And a little bit of support there for Regins and Commission, well supported. But look, it is these two at the top of the betting, Reincarnate and Surplush.
Yeah, the tab are found too. Let's have a look at those two now and see how they shape up. They actually race against each other last start, as we know from looking at the form guide. So let's look at them and see how they shape up. Reincarnate in the lead. Look, Ronnie talked about this race. This was almost a no race, wasn't it? The tempo was so slow to the 600 metres. Surplush on his back in the yellow. Runs on pretty well, Stu.
He sure does, but look, I think this is here. Reincarnate was away and gone, and I think the big question for you here is there was a big gap to third, and that's Onerous, the one in the grey, and he ran today down in Melbourne.
He ran today. I backed him today. He turned his head on the line, didn't he? So, you know, not so good there. But Surplush did about as much as he could do, given the tempo was so slow, and Reincarnate kicked.
Well, there's one replay there, and as we do here on Key Factors, we're going to take you back to a more obscure replay, but this is in terms of the date, and we're taking you back to April for this one.
Yeah, back a few months here, just to see some of these form lines stack up against each other. Dark Steel on the inside in the red and blue, Reincarnate coming to the outside in the Godolphin blue, and once again a pretty good grey in the race, but this time the grey beats them home.
Yeah, Reincarnate had to do a little bit of work there on the turn, but that's Sir Bacchus coming up the inside, so definitely nothing wrong with these form lines in Sydney Winter, that's for sure.
Yeah, good form reference there, and both of them finishing across the line together, Dark Steel and Reincarnate, so quite interesting given where they are in the market.
Well, as we always look for, we're looking for the gold and the Key Factors, might take us through it.
Yeah, straight away you'll see Reincarnate, Surplush, reliability and distance, both gold bars for that. You know they're going to run well. From a position and run perspective, hard to see Reincarnate not being gold bar from barrier 1, but he could get crossed on the inside, and that's short price. It's not a great situation for him. Dark Steel, well Hardly Ever, and Regins have a better position and run rating for us. The problem with Dark Steel is he runs well sometimes, and he runs badly others. He actually finished 15th the start before the replay we looked at, so he's not the most reliable type.
No, not at all, not on those stats. Well, look, the market's got it as a match race, so as we have a look at the overall ratings, well, I'm looking to see a bit of a difference here, but what we can see is it's about a 1-length split there to Surplush, so I'm happy with that.
Well, yeah, the odds say the other way around, don't we? So we've got Surplush a length in front of Reincarnate. Regins is in flying form. Dark Steel up and down, like we said, he's right there as well. So let's go straight to our best bet for the first leg of the quaddie. No points for guessing. It's Surplush out of those two favourites. He's the one for us. Better odds. We'll think he'll firm on Saturday. Nick Ashman gave him a massive push on form line, so he might just firm on Saturday. And Dark Steel, look, he was only the 4th top rater, but at those odds, he's worth a spec for sure.
Well, always a good start to the quaddie with a little bit of value there, but sticking with Surplush. Let's have a look at the second leg, and well, look, we've got Religify running here. Hasn't Waller just worked miracles with this horse? Still going, and he's got 3 of the 8, and what do the punters do with God's in Him?
Well, yeah, God's in Him. What a terrible run first up, and he's had a barrier trial since, which was good. Let's look at the race conditions for this second leg of the quaddie. A handicap, probably one of the higher rating races on Saturday, 1,550 metres. Look, it's just a small field, but we think the tempo should be fair. Religify is a sprinter, and he should take up the lead. So across the 3 key factors for those conditions for this race on Saturday, distance is a massive factor in this race. The horse that gets the 1,550 will win, we think. The good track, the firm conditions, a key factor for us as well. And weight, some of the horses down the bottom aren't particularly well weighted.
Well, as we have a look across to the market, the punters have, well, they've got to dive into the red for Religify, that's for sure. He's on top at $1.90, but look, all his wins have come on good tracks and he's going to get another one of those on Saturday. God's in him, well, that's the query, $4.60. Punters have got to decide there. We've got Red Excitement, $8. We've got Destiny's Kiss, who finished off well last start at $11. And Dance of Heroes, well, his other horse there at 11, then way out to 21. So it really is Religify dominant in this market.
Yeah, the Tab boys have zoomed into Religify. We're going to zoom into Religify as well. It's all about looking at this horse and working out if you like him or not on Saturday. So let's look at two replays with the favourite in. The first one, second up, over the Randwick 1400 metres. He's in the green and white, looming up now. Red Excitement also green and white, back on the rails, not doing too much. And Destiny's Kiss running on in the pink and white, late, but a great run from Religify, Stu.
Yeah, look, he really travelled up well here, and I think right here we really find out how well he stuck on. But yeah, really good run there from Destiny's Kiss, and well, Red Excitement really only battled away there.
Yeah, Rock for the Ladies has formed through the carnival as well. He ran okay on Thursday in the Greys race as well, like Onerous, so not a bad run. A massive gap to third. We love that on Key Factors.
Well, look, again, we're going to take you back again, and this one's back in June, but the important factor here is this was a mile, Mike.
Yep, this is the only race we've got to go on for Religify, which is an absolutely vital race to look at for us. It's a listed race, it's over the 1600 metres on a pretty testing Eagle Farm track. Religify once again in the green and white. It's about now where you find out if he's got any stamina at all, and not bad at all, Stu.
No, you mentioned that was testing, and he's fighting all the way to the line here. I love the way he's stuck on this day, and to me that says just under a mile, that'll do.
Yeah, fantastic run. Amavatio alongside him, and he's a decent miler himself, so great run.
Well, look, good track we've mentioned is going to be there on Saturday, and that's obviously a key factor for Religify.
Yeah, he loves a good track, doesn't he? The last start, that one we looked at, actually was a pretty good track, despite the fact it says soft track in your form guide. The times run were good. Distance is the big thing for us. We don't think he's going to be too bad, but he doesn't get the gold bar. Red Excitement's a horse that could improve up to 1550 metres. Religify, Red Excitement, Dance of Heroes on the good track. And from a weight perspective, despite the fact he's got a big weight, Religify and God's in him best weighted for us.
Well, look, we've got a horse here in the tomato sauce. It's $1.90 Religify, so the punters have got to decide. We need to see some clear gap here in the ratings, and well, that's what we do see. 12.5, well on top. That's a few lengths.
Yeah, it's a massive margin for us. That suggests, 2.5 lengths winning margin, which is pretty safe even at those odds, isn't it, Stu? So, you know, God's in him. We just can't like him the way he's been hitting the line lately. He won that trial, but this is a different ask for him. Straight to the best bet. It's Religify for us. He's clearly the best bet on top. 1550 metres. He'll eat it up, we think, on Saturday. He's the one that'll win.
Well, there we go. He's the one that'll win. Love the confidence. There's a look at the first two legs of the quaddie at Canterbury, but we'll be back with the third and fourth after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. It's the third leg of the quaddie at Canterbury this weekend, and, well, wouldn't you know it, 1900 metres. It's Chris Waller. He's got a few again, and my Giuliano, he just keeps getting the best out of her as well.
He's such a great trainer, Chris Waller, isn't he? He gets these horses to keep giving over these distances, season after season, prep after prep, and, yeah, my Giuliano, what a great story, winning last start, his 10th start in the prep or something like that. A great win. Let's look at the race conditions for this third leg of the quaddie and see how it shapes up. Benchmark 78, a bit of a lower grade race. Not the Emirates on a similar time on Saturday, but not too bad nonetheless. 1900 metres, good three, a fair tempo with a few rolling forward. Could be on the strong side if Mr. Steele goes hard. And we talked about the potential bias, maybe near pace, but hopefully it should be fair on Saturday. So across the three key factors based on those conditions, look, it's the first time we looked at this in these quaddie legs. Canterbury Park is a tight turning track that suits some horses. Scope, there's a few usual suspects. We're looking for the horses on the rise and stage of preparation. We're looking for the horses ready to peak on Saturday.
Well, look, a couple of those Waller pairs, a couple of those Waller runners are on top in the market. It's my Giuliano, as you said, well into the prep, but still commanding here in the market. $4.60 with the 61 kilos. Does love Canterbury. Multifaceted, stepping out in trip in behind at $5.50. Also with Eschia, a little bit of support there today. Another horse looking for longer. We've got High Opinion, a little bit of specking there. It's amazing what Chris Lees can do with some of these stayers on the rise as well. And then Be Like Dad and Rosalicia, $10, and Ascot Red. So it's not done there. It's a pretty open market.
Yeah, really open market and lots of different replays to look at. Quite enjoyed looking at this race, and there's some good replays to look at if you're looking at your form guide for this race on Saturday. Look, we pulled out one down the bottom of the weights here. Be Like Dad. 2 starts ago. We thought he kind of fluked it 2 starts ago because he was leading on a steady tempo, but he's here in the black and white with the white cap getting no room. And geez, Bad beat here, Stu.
No luck, no room. Hate watching things like this. But look, it got out late, and that's the main thing here, and did hit the line well. So that's what we can take out of it, and the leader as well.
Yeah, drove to the end, right, hit the line well, put a margin on the rest in that last 100 metres, which is a good sign, a horse in form.
And again, we're going to take you back to this time in May, I think. We're going to have a look at Eshiel and Multifacets, and well, a few more hard luck stories here. They were second last and last on the turn.
Yeah, this is kind of a funny replay to watch, isn't it? Multifacets on the inside in the yellow cap making his run. Eshiel in the Godolphin blue getting blocked just before what we've seen here. They kind of took turns to get bad luck. Multifacets making his run, and all of a sudden he gets stuck as well, and Eshiel makes his run later. They both lost about 2 or 3 lengths in this race, which is a really high quality Group 3 race.
Yeah, they could not finish off Multifacets there. But look, they've both finished and they've hit the line together in that one as well. Yep. So who knows, could be the same on Saturday. But look, you mentioned Scope there. We've got My Giuliano 10 runs in. Who's on the rise in this one?
Well, it's kind of unfair to put these key factors up for My Giuliano because he's a good, solid horse. But if you're looking for horses on the rise, he's potentially not the one. He won a sit and sprint race last start. It wasn't a real test. So for Scope in the stage of preparation, he doesn't get the gold bars. Eshiel's a 4-year-old on the way up. He gets the gold bar for Scope. He's also third up, ready to peak. Multifacet, similar profile like we saw before, but he's running for the 3rd time in 3 weeks, which has to be a bit of a risk from a stage of prep perspective. Looking down the field, gold bars for Be Like Dad and Ascot Red at big odds too.
Yeah, no gold bars there for the favourite. I think you're being a little bit harsh as we look across to the overall ratings, but look, I guess it's not being harsh. It is what it is. It's just a tough horse, but a bit of value there in Be Like Dad and Ascot Red really sneaking up in the ratings as well.
Yeah, we think he'll be around the mark, obviously, My Giuliano, but looking for winners is what we're looking for on Saturday, and they're the 4 that we've got on top above 10. You can see them on the page, a couple of good odds, and looking for the best bet. Eshiel's a clear top rater, so Eshiel's the best bet for us. Multifacets will run well, but we think Eshiel's got the edge in a couple of those factors we talked about before, and Be Like Dad. How can you go wrong with a horse in form like him? He loves Canterbury. He'll be right there too.
Well, there you go. One for the boys in blue for the 3rd leg, but on to the last leg of the quaddie, and well, this could be the most open one. This could be the quaddie killer of the day, but a couple of interstate trainers. We've got Tony Gollan down from Queensland and Ron Weston and John Nisbet up from the ACT, so trainers coming from everywhere for the last. Yeah,
this is 1,100 metre scamper around the tight hairpin of Canterbury Park with an open market. Let's look at the race conditions and see if we can pick the winner. It's going to be tough. Benchmark 77, 1,100 metres like we said. A good 3. The thing about this race that might help us is there's plenty of leaders, so it could be a strong tempo, which should help horses running on, obviously. Looking across the 3 key factors based on those conditions, look, the first one is stage of preparation actually is going to help us too. There's a lot of these fillies and mares that love to race fresh, but they're not fresh on Saturday. That's a bit of a risk for them. Canterbury Park looking for horses that like that track. And Surge, like we said, which of these fillies and mares can hit the line?
Well, we said it was a tough race to finish, and the market pretty much reflects that at 7-2 the field. We've got Zinzan Elsie on top, equal favourite there at $4.80. Getting some good practice in at Canterbury too. I think 4 out of its last 5 starts. We've got Rose of Man there at $4.82, just tipped up on form line as well. Bit of form around Southern Legend. We've got Infra Dig, I think the only filly in the race at $8. Magic Alibi, a little bit of specking there. And Untamed Diamond as well, Deanne Pagna. Well, on a potential leader here, could change it up.
Yeah, there's a really open market, and there's 2 favourites on top there. So they're the 2 we're going to look at in the replays, looking for Zinzan Elsie first up. This was a great run, wasn't it? This is the first time she's ever worn the blinkers. She got to the lead, set a strong tempo, taking on the boys no less, and boy did she kick, Stu.
Yeah, absolutely. It jumped out of the gates really well and really stuck on. That's Grundazite coming, so very good form lines around there too, but really stuck on. That's what we like.
Yeah, she had every right to give up here, but she didn't give up. She kept kicking. Grundazite's one of the favourites earlier in the day in a harder race, so great run from Zinzan Elsie.
And we're going from a leader there, and we're going to take you to, well, let's say a back market in Rose of Man back in July. Sat wide with cover this day and really let down at the 150.
Yeah, she's on the outside here in the sort of 2 shades of blue coming to the outside. Look, she doesn't have the best winning record. It's purely because of her racing style. She needs tempo on. This particular day, there was only a steady tempo. Magna Joy got the win, but Rose of Man did a great job, Stu.
Yeah, really hitting the line here. That's really getting to the line well. That's what we like to see. And, well, we've got a leader and a back marker from these 2 replays, and that's where we've got to see if a horse that hits the line actually reflects in some gold bars as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking for a horse that's going to hit the line, gets a gold bar, and no surprise to see, Rose of Man gets the gold bar for Surge. We kind of expected that, didn't we? The thing about stage of preparation, you can see all these fillies and mares like to be fresh, so they may go down in the ratings on Saturday. Zinzan Elsie should be okay. Rose of Man second up. The replay we watched was second up. Looking for horses that like Canterbury, Magic Alibi and Donnell do like Canterbury, but like we said, those horses are also a risk, not fresh in their campaigns.
Yeah, a lot to look at there from the key factors. But look, a couple of the favourites, they're there definitely coming as we look at the overall ratings. But what we can also see here, Perizada, 15 Sunflowers, a few that have really snuck up as well.
Well, the ones that have snuck up are the ones that we think are primed to run a big race. Untamed Diamond, Infragrid, Donnell, Alay Cheval, they like to run fresh. So that's why they've gone down the ratings, even though they're good fillies and mares. So the best bet had to be from out of those four for us. So straight away, Rosamand is the best bet. She'll be hitting the line hard. Hopefully you can make ground out wide because she's definitely a horse that could be storming home off this really strong tempo. And Perizada, you can't knock her at all. She's been flying of late.
Horse coming down to steal the show in the quaddie.
Flying home.
Well, look, there's a look at the quaddie. Let's wrap it up. I think from what we've said, we've really started pretty skinny. We've got Surplus and Dark Steel and standing out Religify as well to start.
Well, yeah, that's the best bet of the day right there, Religify. It's starting really skinny, ending up quite fat. We talked about most of those horses in race 8. High Opinion, potentially the other one that we can put in. Ascot Red we didn't talk about too much. He's a really strong stayer that should be running on too. And looking to race 9, Perizada's obviously there, 15 Sunflowers, impossible to knock. And watch out for Xelair as well. The horse she beat won today at Hawkesbury on Thursday, so she could be big odds and could show up.
Well, there's some form going in at odds to the quaddie. Well, look, there's a good look at Canterbury. It's a big day on Saturday. Anything taking your fancy down in Melbourne this weekend?
Well, Happy Clapper all the way. The Sydney swooper. We're going to love him, cheering him home on Saturday.
Well, look, there's a look at the quaddie for Canterbury this weekend. There's a lot of information to get through. All the race guides are online tomorrow at 9 a.m, theraceguide.com.au, where you'll be able to get all the information you need for a big weekend's punting. But thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll see you again next week.
Cheers.